Right. So today I'm going live and I'm talking to business owners who are struggling to hit their revenue goals. So you might not actually have a sales problem. You might actually have a strategy problem. So for all of you who are watching this live, the aim of this live, and hi to those who are joining on Instagram, the aim of this live is to help where you are specifically struggling around your revenue goal. So maybe you've set that goal and maybe you have tried a variety of different ways to hit that revenue goal in your sales and your sales business. But again, maybe it's not just the product, it's not the offer, but it's the actual strategy. And maybe you're spending hours and hours, and you and or your team are putting in a lot of resources in the wrong areas. And again, maybe this is getting wearing, is getting tiring for you, and you're ready to align on a new strategy to get real results. And why this is important is because one of the main reasons why entrepreneurs struggle with lead generation specifically is because of strategy. And often people's expectations around lead generation, the responsiveness of those leads can be very different to the reality. And that's because, I guess, where people have not done an activity in lead generation, they're expecting quite a decent response rate, quite a good rate of acceptances to whether you're doing a lead magnet, whether you're doing a live call. But what's really important is that you've thought carefully around the strategy for your lead generation and for your sales. So if you are currently experiencing a either flat or no growth in your sales, again, often it's the fact that businesses are simply trying the exact same thing in the exact same way, and they've been trying that now for months or even years. I've spoken with some businesses who have literally almost never in years had the opportunity to review their sales cycle, right, and the sales process, but also importantly, like how effective their actual outreach efforts are. And one of the things that I think businesses really need to pay strong attention to is in terms of the actual the response rate that is acceptable in the industry, and which may surprise some people. And this can be anything from the conversion. So conversion is typically about 4% of your entire lead base, and that's partly because at any one time, there's a much smaller percentage of customers, potential prospects who are actually looking for what you do and actually struggling with that problem. So again, if we are going out there with a massive sales goal with an expectation that we're going to have a 80% conversion rate and that our revenue is going to be millions, just within maybe a few months, that is, again, there's a few aspects of that which seem a little bit, a little bit challenging, right? And this is the thing, that we can choose our sales target however we want. We can choose our revenue growth. But ideally, we need to be looking at what is within our industry, within our niche, what percentage growth are we. So it starts with setting your target, and I actually have a lead tip sheet to help business owners to set their sales target. And I think it's really important to do this well and to be clear, and then also have your run rate and have your monthly run rate, your quarterly run rate, and just really review that aspect of your sales target, because again, it shouldn't be, there's few businesses who would be having like events live and maybe like a massive conversion event where they would potentially be able to um, earn a large amount of that revenue goal. Typically, businesses are selling either every day, every week, or they're selling, month to month. But most businesses are not going to earn the required revenue that they need in just 1 or 2 days, right, across the year. So it's about how like I say, how you approach that setting of your sales target initially, but also how willing you are to pivot and explore how well it's actually working once you've started. And another mistake that I do see entrepreneurs finding is that they're focusing on the wrong audience. And when that's happening, they're trying to appeal too generally. And it's not necessarily working, it's not appealing to um, that audience. And what's happening is it's just falling flat. And of course, where that is happening, again, there's a need to pivot, there's a need to change ideal client profile. And, this is a little bit of it's not necessarily a common problem, but there are businesses trying to sell to multiple ICPs at the same time. And that's also an issue because really we can sell really well to one ideal client group and profile at any one time. So within this very short live, I'm going to explore a couple of lead generation strategies and techniques. But first of all, let's start with strategy. And your strategy includes the actual channel, of course. So whether you're using social media marketing, email marketing, whether you're using DMs and cold outreach, this is your strategy. This is your channel, as it were, and your method to generate leads. And again, it needs to match for that ideal buyer. Where do they spend their time? Are they reading their emails a few times a week or a day? Or are they on a specific social platform? And this is really about helping you to create like a lead generation really method and consistent approach, which is going to produce high quality leads for you, and how to really maximize your ROI. Because the key to successful lead generation is actually understanding and pinpointing your customer's journey and then tailoring that approach accordingly. And that customer journey doesn't just start when a customer signs up and goes ahead with you. It actually starts when the customer is in discovery mode, right? When they're looking for a solution like yours. So where do they go to do that? Is it, for example, is it online? Is it YouTube? Is it Google? But again, you need to be super clear, like from end to end in that journey. And think about how you can provide more value at every single step. So, for example, somebody is going searching on Google, on YouTube. Can you provide a video, a free resource that might help, a blog, an article, a how-to video that would help them in that one moment to overcome a small challenge that they might be having towards the bigger problem that you can help them solve. And this is where your targeted marketing really comes in, because by focusing on solving the right problems, being clear about the problems you can solve, and by showing that to the right people at the right time with the right message, that's really when you're starting to create a seamless, client journey and experience that draws your new client in and keeps them more engaged. So targeted marketing is all about understanding your ideal customer and speaking their language. It's about creating content that resonates, and that can be live content like this. It can be pre-recorded content. It could be a blog, a resource, a video that they can watch. But it is about building trust and establishing your authority over time through having these, again, key content discovery moments that your ideal buyer can find and can go on to work with you. And then, of course, that is what helps leads to find you and to know what to do next as well. So it's that important that you have, of course, some kind of lead web page and lead magnet and perhaps a mailing list that people can sign up to. But again, it's not necessarily going to be a one-size-fits-all approach. You need to have that tailored to your unique business, your unique ideal customer, and the value proposition that you bring. And this means ideally that you will stand out better in what is ultimately a relatively crowded market, to establish your brand, your business, and create a following of clients who want to work with you. So to wrap up, in this brief live, I've discussed some key essential strategies for lead generation, selecting one ICP, that can set you on the path to success and growth. I've talked about how you set your target being important around if you do see traction and success and making that sales goal really achievable and attainable. And then I've also talked about how important it is that you are aware of the journey that your ideal buyer goes through in order to find your business to work with you. So by implementing strategies like these, you'll be able to attract more high quality leads and convert them ultimately into customers over time, which will grow your business, because rather than having to go out there and find leads in a short, rapid time frame, of course, you'll start to be nurturing and converting these leads naturally over time, which is the ideal with organic content and organic lead outreach. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to check out my other videos on your lead generation and sales strategy and AI strategy for business. And please do share your thoughts and comments below this live, and make sure that you do your best each and every single day to find and understand that buyer journey so that you can ultimately be a more successful business. Thank you so much, and I will see you on another live soon.